What is it that a chiropractic adjustment does? What's that sound, Dr. C?
It's a quick movement and it produces a little sound. What's the sound?
Hi everyone, it's Dr. Crivelli again. I get asked all the time, what is it that a chiropractic adjustment does? What's that sound? What's this cracking sound that I hear? Well, I got my prop here and I want to show you guys a little bit about what actually is happening when we do what's called a manipulation or an adjustment. But first, just a little historical context. Now, contrary to popular belief, chiropractic, yes, it's only about 123 years old as a profession. Started in 1895 as a formalized profession. So the word chiropractic has been in existence for about 125 years, give or take. However, the skill of manipulation, joint manipulation, or sometimes we call it bony manipulation, has been around for thousands of years. There's evidence that Hippocrates himself, the father of medicine, utilized manipulation as part of his therapeutic protocols with people. There's been evidence that this was used in ancient China, throughout the Middle Ages. So manipulating the spine or manipulating joints is a really, really old skill. And so, in the medieval times, they used to call us bone setters. It's a little bit different now, of course, but I just wanted to remind you guys that the skill, exactly what we're trying to do when we manipulate vertebrae or manipulate joints, is really, really old. I want to turn your attention. I got my little model here, so I want to show you. I'm just going to bring it a little bit closer if you don't mind. So, as we're right here, I'd like you to pay attention to this particular joint. This is called a facet joint. Basically what it is, it's when two vertebrae or two actual bones are meeting on each other, okay? And as you can see here in this vertebrae, when we flex forward, when we flex backwards, when we turn, this joint has all the movement in it. Well, sometimes, and this is sometimes through trauma or sometimes through repetitive use or even just sometimes our daily wear, this joint either loses its motion, gets a little stuck, or just isn't functioning as well as it normally should. And your physician, your chiropractor, should be able to diagnose and basically take you through some range of motion to determine which of your joints isn't working so well. What we then do is we would recommend a course of what's called manipulation. And basically all that we do is we contact through the skin right here, and it's a very quick movement. All it basically does is just like this, and we just go like that. So I'll do it again for you. It's a quick movement and it produces a little sound. So what's the sound? That's the question everybody wants to know. What's the sound? Basically, here's the deal. The sound is not bones breaking. It never has been bones breaking, no matter how many movies you see. What the sound is, as best we can understand, and there's been some really good science to back this up, the sound is trapped gas that's inside this joint. And when we do a quick movement, a thrust, a manipulation to that, some of that trapped gas, and it's trapped inside, air bubbles and gas bubbles. It's almost like a soft drink, like a soda. When we do that manipulation, some of that gas gets released out. So the sound you hear can be interpreted in a lot of different ways, but mostly the common way that we talk about it is just a release of pressure. So I want everybody to think about it in that terms. If we sustain an injury or so and the muscles, say after a whiplash type injury, the muscles start to get really tight, what they do is they squeeze this joint a little more than it needs to be squeezed. That shuts down some of the motion and that increases the pressure inside here. So the manipulation, what it does when we're able to go in and we just move it, we allow the pressure to release. It's kind of like when you have one of those stuck windows that are painted shut. Sometimes you have to give it a good little maneuver in order for it to start moving again. That's the main thrust of an adjustment, is to get your spine moving as it needs to move, as it was meant to move. One of the other really good side effects of an adjustment is that it stimulates a lot of nerves here. Those nerves get sent up to the brain and we create a nice pain relieving effect. Also, when we stimulate these nerves, it comes around to some of these adjacent muscles and it causes these muscles to relax. So not only are we having a pain control effect with this, we're also causing muscles to relax, and we're also, in the third sense, causing some increased blood flow to the area as well. So the adjustment is very powerful and it does a lot of really, really good things.